last week, we talked a little bit about how we grow our businesses. We talked about the fact that when we provide distinct value that compels our markets to buy that value to solve a problem, we will grow our businesses. So today and tomorrow, I want to talk a little bit about how do you find your value, your distinct value, not the value that sounds like everyone else, the value that is yours, that makes you distinct, that makes you compelling, that makes customers want to do business with you. So first of all, I always look at a company as a value mix. And by that, I mean it's not just one aspect of value that makes your company great. I look at three different pivot points or aspects of value. The first one is company. Now, the value of your company is not about the walls or the bricks or the corporation or your tagline. Your company's value is what everyone thinks when they think of you. It's the distinction about your company that everybody remembers above all else. For example, if you're Apple, everyone thinks of Apple as being simple and innovative, whether it be their original Apple computer or today's iPad, iTouch, iMac, iPhones. We know it's going to be innovative and we know it's going to be easy to use. That is Apple's company value. If you look at Sears company value is we know it's going to be quality materials and we know it's going to be a good price. And they've been around forever. That is Sears company's value. If you look at, say, IBM is the company that businesses trust. And oh, by the way, they're also the company that you won't get fired if you buy their computers. IBM is known as the computer company in people's minds. That is their company value. Now, you also have product value. And product value is not about the features and the capabilities that you have in your products. Those may be important to you, but they are not important to your customers. That's not the value that they buy. You see, customers buy something from you, a product or a service, because of the value it brings to their business. So the best way to find your product value is to ask a simple question. Ask yourself, so what? So what does my customer get that they didn't get before they had my product? So what benefits do I provide? So what can they do today in their business that they couldn't do before they had my product or service? So what can they save in productivity, in time, in money, in making things more efficient thanks to my product? What can they eliminate in their life? What problems, etc., can I deliver? Those are my product values. It's not about my feeds and speeds. Often, it's about, so what did I do to make their life better or easier? Even in business-to-business environments, often buyers buy products because of a value known as, I know I'll get my job done and I'll get home to see my kids. That is the value of your product or your offering. Now, the third aspect of your value mix is your market value. And I will tell you right now, market value is not created on Wall Street. Market value is created by the market itself. It is the most important value you have. And it's all about what does the market say about you and your business. When you have customers that rave about your value in the market, when you have partners that talk about you as the best partner ever, when you have prospects that love the way you understand their business, you have market value. And above all other values, market value will carry you forward, even in tough times. Take a look at General Motors. General Motors had some really hard times, but because of their market value, because of the loyalty of their customers, the loyalty of their markets, and their company value and reputation that was so old and so strong, they were able to reinvent themselves around those values with different product value that was more in line with their markets. Now, this value mix is how I help clients create their values. We create value statements in each of these areas. For each of the areas, we create a core value statement, which is the same across all markets. It is the core value that is your guideline. It is what makes you distinct and compelling to your markets. Then we also include within each one of those aspects, we'll have one core value, and then we'll have up to 3, and okay, sometimes I let people have 5, but most of the time up to 3 segment values. Now the segment values are the values that apply specifically to market segments. So they lock down into the unique needs of specific market profiles and customers. So within your value mix, you'll have a core company, product, and market value. And then for each of your target segments, let's say you have 3 segments, for each of those segments, you'll have up to 3 segment values about your company, about your product, and about what the market says about you. Now what you can do is you can take your core value, combine it with your segment values, and that is how you create your positioning story that locks down into each of these segments and yet also applies across all those segments. So how do you find out what all this value is? Well, the answer is you don't find it out from inside your company. What we think really doesn't matter. Value is in the eyes of the beholder. And in the case of your business, the beholders are your keepers of the truth. And tomorrow, we are going to talk about who those keepers are, the questions you should ask them, and how you can go out and find your distinct value.